Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and we have a little unboxing here. There's a couple knives here that have not been on the channel that I figured I'd show you guys. Now, these are from Metallica. He sent a bunch of knives in for sharpening, and this one's already been on the channel. This one's back in for a little tune-up. Now, I wanted to show it because of this awesome bead. Look at this bead. Isn't that cool? That is such a badass bead. You can see his bullets on the back of his helmet, his pack of cigs. Born to Kill. This thing is just cool. It's got some weight to it too. And this is the MEDFORD Slim MIDI. I love this knife. I have a drop point version. And yeah, these things are just amazing knives. Just to show the difference, so that's the drop point version, and then obviously this is the Tonto version. Very, very cool. And let's check out the next one, because man, there's some cool knives here. All right, so this next one is, this one's been on the channel, but it's been a long time, and I wanted to show it because of the bead again. This is the SPYDERCO SMOCK. Awesome knife. This normally comes with two detent balls. The second one has probably been removed, unless if the new versions change that. I'm not sure, but either way, you see how smooth this thing is, and the flipping action is really good, or the reverse flicking action. This is one of the best button locks out there, and it's got a nice deep hollow grind. And then check this bead out he's got on this one. You can tell this thing's made out of brass or copper, one of the two. Very cool though. These lanyards, man, this thing is tightly woven. Very, very cool. But yeah, this is gonna get a tune-up too. There's a few knives I'm not gonna show that's in for sharpening, but there were a few in particular I did want to show. Next is a BGM custom fixed blade. I've had BGM knives many times on this channel, a few of which have been from Metallica. This is the thinnest one I have seen yet. It is a very thin blade stock, super thin behind the edge because this is a hollow grind. So this thing is going to be a slicing beast. Then the handle is a beautiful micarta. We have a full tang here. Very comfortable in the hand. I mean, yeah, this is perfect for, you know, as like a working fixed blade for, you know, EDC or for just regular use. This pinch grip is very comfortable. Push cuts would be nice and comfortable. The handle could be slightly thicker. I would say that, and I've always thought that about the BGM knives. They could be just slightly bigger. I do like something a little more palm filling, but this thing is so slicey. I mean, oh man, oh man. While still being robust, I mean, you don't have to have 180 thousandths thick blade stock. You just don't. This is so perfect, and his heat treats are on another level. Like, it's a custom heat treat. So you are going to get the maximum amount of performance, not only out of the steel, but yeah, out of the steel, from the toughness, the edge retention, all of that. You're going to get, maybe not toughness, because he does bring it to a high HRC. So I guess I spoke wrong there. But because usually with softer HRC, it can, you know, it's tougher, you know, higher HRC, it's harder, but then you have longer edge retention. But you're getting in my opinion, the best case scenario when you're getting a custom heat treat, especially from somebody who does heat treats as well as BGM knives. I mean, it's so different. Like, sharpening a production, name that steel, doesn't matter. Sharpening whatever steel you can think of, and using it in the edge retention versus sharpening and using and testing a custom heat treated knife, especially from a reputable person like BGM Knives, it feels like two different steels. Hands down, it feels like two different steels, and the edge retention just right through the roof. I mean, it's insane. and the way it feels on the stone and the way it performs, the kind of edge it takes, all of it, man. Yeah, this is awesome. Now, this next one has not been on the channel, and it's pretty, actually there's two more, but I'll show the other one last. This one, whoo, this thing is amazing. This is one of the nicest SEBENZAs I've ever seen, first of all. Look at that. It looks like, you know what it really reminds me of? Welding. It reminds me of literally when you're welding something, or spot welding or whatever, when you're laying a welding path, and it sometimes has those colors on it from the from the heat or from the temperature or whatever, just from like the reflection of the metal after it's been laid on a surface. That looks so cool. Then around the pivot, wow. Other side, we got a Damascus clip. I love these Damascus clips with the gray in it. The gray and blue, those are my favorite ones. We have a titanium bead. The smoothness on this thing, this one is definitely very smooth. You can really feel the precision and the build quality in these. It's not the type of knife that you fidget with, but you fidget with it in a different way. It's that really smooth, really strong lockup kind of knife that just feels like a bank vault. That's literally what it feels like in your hand. It feels so strong and so tough, yet even though it's so tough and strong, it's very, very smooth. Now, we're going to put a new thumb stud on this one. So we have that one. So we are going to take this one out. We are going to install this one in there. I think that will take this thing over the top, because that's the one complaint I do have with these are the thumb studs. I have gotten used to getting behind it and doing that. But when you first start, you start going like that, and it's very pokey. But once you put a new thumb stud on it, it just takes it over the top. This thing is very, very nice. Now, last one really quick. Now, this is a little different. This is a kitchen knife. It is this kind of kitchen knife. SHUN cutlery, handcrafted in Japan. I'm not sure if it says the model or anything. The Asian Cook 7 inches, TDM 0760. But very cool. VG Max Damascus. That is awesome. I mean, it's still actually pretty sharp. I mean, it's not like, obviously it'll get way sharper, but it could still, because it's so thin. This thing is super thin. I mean, micro thin. So of course it'll continue to cut. Wooden handle, but after it's got a new edge on it, whoo, this thing's gonna be dangerously sharp because it's so thin. I mean, I could definitely flex this edge. I mean, that's how thin it is. Very, very awesome. You got a nice pinch grip right here. Very, very cool. Ooh, the tip is a little bent though. Okay, we'll have to straighten that out. Now, what I would normally do is I would straighten this out if possible. Now, if I felt that it was fatigued, because that's a strong possibility. A lot of times with these kitchen knives, they're usually a little softer, so it's not that big of a deal to bend it back. Usually it'll bend right back without an issue. But sometimes a knife might be a little too hard, and what'll happen is when you do bend it back, it gets fatigued. Then it'll just eventually chip off or break off. So in that case, I'd go from either the spine or the edge, most likely in this case the spine, and I would grind this down, and I would just take it out. Just take it completely out, knock it down to about right there, and just do the same shape. Unless if the owner, me or whatever, wanted a different shape, you could take it just like this. You could do the exact same shape. You could taper it right down from here, straight down. There's so many different directions you can go with it when you regrind the spine of a knife. Now, many times with kitchen knives, I sharpen them on my belt sharpener. Kind of the same way a factory edge is done, except for I don't burn the edge. That's one thing. And then it's a convex edge. So it makes the edge a little bit more durable behind the edge. And because it's a kitchen knife, you know, it's the cheapest sharpening I offer. It's like, it's $10, you know. And that's what I usually do on kitchen knives or certain fixed blades. Now, the price can go up depending on what kind of knife it is, but I'm just saying for basic kitchen knives, it's like $10 a piece, and I throw them on the belt sharpener. However, I'm not positive. I think Talica might want a freehand edge on this. I'm not sure. But either way, it'll take a really good edge regardless, you know. And sometimes the convex edge is the way to go. You know, it's a really durable edge, whether it's freehand or by a belt. You can feel that that separation between the core, which is the edge, goes. Does it have? Yeah, you can see it on the spine, kind of, maybe not. The different layers, but you can see the edge, how it comes out from this Damascus. So this is going to be VG Max down here at the very edge. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. These are some amazing knives. Man, that snap. I love that crack when it pops. Let's get the mic over here. You gotta love that, man. That loud snap, man. Just a knife locking up. Medfords are like that too, but the Slim MIDI is more of an EDC knife more than a work. And I don't mean you can't work with it. I've worked with mine. But what I mean is that Medford makes some hard use knives. So the Slim MIDI is hardly as hard use as a lot of their knives. It's more of just an EDC knife. In my opinion, though, it'd probably be the best work knife out of all their knives. You know, the only other one would probably be maybe the 187, the regular Marauder, because there's the Marauder, the MIDI Marauder, and then the Slim MIDI, which would be this one. All right, guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.